Oh, come on. Anyway, now I am in Stadium Septemvri, Sofia, Bulgaria. I thought to show you this because yesterday I was doing a landscape live stream in Stadium Rakovsky, and I said there are multiple abandoned stadiums. The Rakovsky is obviously not as abandoned as this one, but let's show you this one. Let's do a catchy YouTube title: the most dangerous abandoned stadium in Sofia, Bulgaria. You know, those people come for 1 or 2 weeks to Bulgaria and then label certain areas as the most dangerous neighborhoods. Me, as somebody who arrived here 17 years ago, I really somehow don't like them, because it's totally not true. The majority of people who film in areas, in those areas live the nicest people. Just saying. Like I also said this morning, if I ever had problems because of my color, it was around or in the center of Sofia, and one time around one of the malls where all the civilized people come. So, you know, those people who label neighborhoods where people, in my opinion, are human and like to interact with each other, because that's another thing. Let's assume, or let's use one of those labels that I like to use: dangerous neighborhoods. I think people are more humane over there, because there are so-called civilized neighborhoods also over here, where people don't talk with each other, chasing the 9-to-5 rat race and or the self-employment business models. So I think those most dangerous neighborhoods in Sofia, Bulgaria, in my opinion, those are the most beautiful neighborhoods. Of course, if you act like an idiot, yeah, I think when you act like an idiot, every neighborhood can become your biggest enemy. But let's do a little bit of talk about this beauty over here, this pull-up bar. Unfortunately, this morning I went to a calisthenics spot, a new one, trying to swim a little bit between different people. You know, I always like to meet new people, but you know, I want to build a little bit, you know, relationship, and then maybe ask them if they don't mind to be on the live stream, so I can do live stream. And I will ask people beforehand, but also not walking in as a stranger, just boom, can I put you on the camera? No, bit by bit I take my time, build a little bit trust, you know, that I'm not some kind of idiot foreigner who steps into other people their territory. I always respect other people their territory. You know, I'm always saying this about my live streams. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. The majority of people probably wouldn't say it, but it ripple effects. That's what I believe. You know, negativity ripple effects towards me from this person, this person. Maybe they feel only for a fragment a little bit uncomfortable. I don't want to make other people uncomfortable. I don't care if people make me uncomfortable, because, you know, I'm a little bit more resilient. But not only this, I do understand people do like the privacy, right? But when it's about this most dangerous abandoned stadium here in Krasna Polyana, it's peaceful. Look at this. No matter where you go, you know, even if I would go next to the seaside in Malta, steel is steel. And this also, you know, yeah, that looks like a garbage place or whatever, you know, if you run in the most, you know, I don't know what, civilized places, and no matter what, when you gasp for air and you can't breathe anymore, or your legs are totally destroyed and your toes, you have to tape them up because you need to keep on running, well, you can fancy up the place as much as you want, but it doesn't make it easier. So that's what I like to believe in, and maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe. But I'm the kind of guy who is into, I'm a simple man. Concrete, steel, rubber, and I don't know what the name of this is. I don't run a lot over here, simply I don't want to destroy my running shoes, but it's not because of how it looks like. It's simply because I don't want to destroy my shoes over here, and I do like to run also around in the city. Look at everything, how things are constantly changing. But again, about this abandoned stadium, there used to be over here a kart race thing. At least that's what people told me. Over there, a little bit of pile of beer, nutrition for heavy training. And let's see what we do have over there. Stella, okay, Sigorka, and a little bit of hell cans. Oh yeah, beer is cool. When it's about beer, when I'm in Bulgaria, I only drink Bulgarian beer. Simply because I'm not drinking, I lived for 30 years in Holland, I'm not gonna drink Heineken over here. And I do love the Bulgarian beer. I'm not gonna drink over here anything that is outside the country. When I'm in Holland, I drink Heineken. When I'm in Malta, no, the majority of time I do drink also Bulgarian beer over there, because most of the time, or many times, I sit in the Macedonian mini restaurant, very nice place in Bujiba, and also in the Bulgarian place drinking rakia from Plovdiv actually. At least that's what the guy told me, and his word is pretty solid. Anyway, this was the stadium. Let's give it a catchy title. I visited the most dangerous abandoned stadium in Sofia, Bulgaria. Look at the danger, eh? Look, all the danger. By the way, it's not. And also I saw some reviews about this stadium, and the review was from, let's say, quote unquote, a normal person. And that person said, this stadium, all kind of creepy guys. Well, maybe in the summer there are people training over here, but I wouldn't label them as creepy. Yeah, there is also one other gym, and I know over there are pretty heavy guys training. One other idiot guy from the UK, he said, yeah, a very aggressive atmosphere. No, that it's not. It's simply people who put in the work. So I just want to, you know, because people who leave bad comments is based upon their own normal people perception of the reality. You know, look at this. I think it's beautiful. And of course you can go to nice stadiums in Barcelona or I don't know what. You think you're gonna run faster or do more pull-ups? I don't believe so. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong, because I'm just a nobody who just keeps on rattling and develops strategies. But what is important in life? By the way, when you're ever I cannot my words. If you ever come to Sofia, Bulgaria, this is Stadium Septemvri in a neighborhood named Krasna Poljana. The most dangerous neighborhood. I think you can turn any neighborhood into a dangerous neighborhood. And you know the people who chasing those scammers. Yeah, I'm gonna mention it again because we're now talking about dangerous neighborhoods, and that same guy who's chasing scammers, you know, those scammers operating over there for years in multiple countries, and the police knows about it. But the thing is, you know, that same guy, he came also to an what did he do? Oh yeah, to one neighborhood. I think he actually walked also through Krasna Poljana, also labeled it as some kind of shady neighborhood. Well, I don't see the shadiness. I think it's also a nice neighborhood. I actually do like the majority of neighborhoods of Sofia, Bulgaria. I feel pretty much everywhere at home. I would do a nap over here. Yeah. Just saying. So those people who come for 1 week over here, from wherever they come from, one guy is coming from Germany, I don't know. We're not getting too deep into that kind of people. Let's say goodbye to the most dangerous abandoned stadium in Sofia, Bulgaria. Peace. Peaceful. Somehow I actually want to train a little bit, but I already did. And if I would do it again, and like I said, I minimalized my food the past 48 hours to burn everything. That's how I play around sometimes with my food, just to activate and maybe delete a lot of things that are unnecessary, so I burn them. But I'm pretty much in control of my physique, let's say it like this. If I want to look a little bit more lean, I just eat a little bit less. I don't stop eating, but I just eat a little bit less. I'm very focused, only focused on fuel. I eat for fueling, not for taste, you know. Now I'm going to do minced meat, sweet potato, salt, black pepper. Not too fancy, no sauce, maybe a little bit garlic sauce, garlic cloves, making a little bit sauce, and then yeah, that's what I'm eating. I'm also considering to make some cooking videos at one point. Very quick food, budget friendly, and not only this, I'm using it to fuel, to recover faster. And like I said, I'm not walking around with big piles of whey proteins and all that kind of stuff, weigh all my food every 2 hours eating. No, you know, when it's about my training, everything is focused on building a resilient character and mind. So I'm ready for if I have to stay awake for 48 hours, whatever happens. If disaster strikes, you're getting accidentally arrested, you have to eat shitty food for a couple of days. I'm just ready. I'm just ready. I always want to be ready. If let's say one of my trusted people would have problems, I'm always ready. We're always ready. Always ready. Never an excuse of no, I'm too tired. No, my wife says this and this. No, we're always ready. Always. Of course, there will maybe once in a while that I'm totally hammered, but still, then I'm sober up. Bam. Then that's why you need a resilient mind. A resilient mind would, now I'm too drunk, oh, I cannot do it, or whatever. There will be always something that you cannot do something. Anyway, look, is it totally true? Stadium Septemvri, and I think you can also see it's a little bit aged, little bit. Stadium Septemvri. Beautiful. Want to show you this. The most dangerous abandoned stadium. You saw all the creepy guys, all the violent men, violent women, woo, violent little children. Everybody was violent. I think you saw it. Very shady. Very shady. Clickbait. Then I put my hands on my cheeks and then make that face like Home Alone, and then I make a thumbnail. I visited the most dangerous abandoned stadium here in Sofia, Bulgaria. Would be a nice idea, and just to check. Clickbait. Oh, well, that's how they do it. But unfortunately, I don't have the personality to put people in a bad daylight. And by the way, like I said, you know, the majority of those dangerous neighborhood visitors, I don't understand how they come up with this stuff. Because you can turn any kind of person, any kind of group of people, in pretty violent people. push them a camera in the face or start chasing them, I don't know what. Throw a beer bottle. Anyway, I'm going to the supermarket and we're gonna call it a day regarding the live streaming. And let me close with this statement again. Probably tomorrow, maybe later today, I will record the first course, you know, so you can build your way with your phone of freedom, this life of freedom, building digital assets that you own, that you control. So yeah, and that you can do actually what you really like in life, so you're not under control of your master. Anyway, I'm going into the most dangerous neighborhood of Sofia, Bulgaria. Ooh, I'm so scared. I'm everywhere scared. I'm a very scared little man. But still I do it.